They called her the Shield of Dawn, a beacon of unwavering light in a world drowning in shadows. Ceres Val, a human paladin of the Radiant Order, bore her oath like a second skin, pure, steadfast, unbreakable. Once she believed in the absolute justice of the light, a sacred mission to purge corruption and protect the innocent. But loyalty, as she would soon learn, can fracture under the weight of both truth and twisted lies. Ceres's fall began with a single shattering choice, a decision that tore apart the foundations of her faith and sent her spiraling down a shadowed path between salvation and damnation. The village of Thalor's Rest, perched at the edge of the kingdom's reach, was whispered about in the hallowed halls of the Order. Marked heretical and vile, they said, practicing dark magic, enemies of the light. Zealots marched to cleanse it, cloaked in righteous fury but deaf to the desperate cries of the villagers begging for mercy. Ceres was sent to lead the purge, a harbinger of divine judgment. But what she found was not monsters, but a fractured small folk, terrified, weary, and human. The weight of her oath crushed her as she met the gaze of those accused. Mothers clutching children, farmers worn down by hardship, not evil cultists, but innocents doomed by fear and ignorance. To uphold her vow meant delivering them to death. To betray her oath meant breaking sacred commandments and losing everything she had been taught to hold dear. Torn between duty and heart, Ceres made a choice that shattered her world. She defied the direct command of the Order. Turning her blade against the zealots, she protected the village at all costs, and with that act, she was branded a heretic herself. The Shield of Dawn became the Oathbreaker, cast down from grace, her armor stained with the blood of former comrades and the ghosts of broken promises. But the darkness she now walked beside was not only from those who hunted her. It was the tempest inside, the gnawing guilt and searing doubt clouding every step she took. Her companions were as unlikely as their fates intertwined. There was Darren, a grizzled dwarven barbarian whose scars told tales of endless battles, yet whose laughter hid a tenderness Ceres glimpsed only in fleeting moments. Leora, a sharp-tongued half-elf rogue whose twin daggers struck not just flesh but character, her cynicism piercing Ceres's defenses even as her loyalty remained unshaken. And Alindra, the enigmatic elven sorceress draped in veils of mystery, whose magic wove threads of fate more than simple spells. Together, they formed a fragile bond, outcasts and wanderers drawn by circumstance, and the quiet understanding that redemption is never freely given. It must be earned through blood and choice. Ceres's torment was a story of moral conflict as profound as any battle fought with sword or spell. She had sworn to serve the light, yet the light demanded atrocities. Was the true evil in the zealot's fanaticism, or in her own rebellion? Could she still call herself a paladin, a protector of order when her very oath was broken? Or was she destined now to become a harbinger of chaos, seeking redemption or ruin in equal measure? At night, when the campfire's flickering flames cast long shadows and the stars glimmered like silent judges overhead, Ceres's thoughts swirled. "What is justice truly?" she whispered into the dark. "Is it blind obedience or mercy when mercy itself is forbidden?" Their journey was painted in skirmishes and peril, but also in moments that peeled away their defenses, revealing their souls. Darren's blunt honesty forced Ceres to confront her pride. "You carry more than just that oath, Ceres. You carry their lives in your hands. Don't let guilt drown you." Leora scoffed. "Faith is for fools, but even a broken blade can cut deep." Her sharp words cut like her daggers, but her loyalty never wavered. Alindra, ever the cryptic voice, whispered soft truths. "Light and shadow are two faces of the same coin. Sometimes you must walk through darkness to find the dawn." Their path led them to the ruins of an ancient, crumbling temple, where Ceres hoped to uncover the truth behind the zealots' orders. There, she uncovered a conspiracy so deep it shook the very foundation of her faith. The Order's leadership had been twisted by a corrupt cabal, bending holy law to serve ambitions dark and deadly, condemning innocents to death for political gain. Faced with this devastating revelation, the path before her was clear yet fraught with peril. To expose the corruption meant marking herself as a traitor beyond redemption. To remain silent was betrayal itself, of her convictions and the village she once saved. As the sun slipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues, Ceres stood once again on the precipice of choice. She lifted her sword, no longer the shield of dawn, but a warrior scarred deeper than steel. "I may be broken," she vowed, "but I will fight for what is right, even if the world calls me damned." Her companions gathered around her, their faces etched with resolve, shadows dancing in the dying light. Together, they would challenge the corrupted light, striving to wrest hope from decay. So what do you think? Can a fallen paladin reclaim her honor? Is Ceres a hero hiding in shadows or a harbinger of ruin? Would you trust a broken oath when the guilt behind it runs deeper than the blade? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you crave more stories that explore the gray shadows and broken hearts of this world, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, because sometimes the truest tales aren't found in shining glory, but in the shadows we dare to walk through. Until next time, may your dice roll true and your stories find the light, even in the darkest of nights.